Welcome to Miss Leek and Mr. Hardin's virtual open house. My name is Jon Hardin. This is my 4th year of teaching 5th grade math. I have more than 20 years experience in education.
This is Jerra Leek. This is my 6th year to teach 5th grade. I have over 15 years in education.
I am a graduate of Hardin University. I've been married for 25 years. I have 3 children of my own.
I'm also a graduate of Hardin University. I'm married to Bobby Leek, and we have 4 children plus 1 and 2 grandsons and some fur babies.
This is our email addresses. If you wish to send us an email, you may. There is also the school's phone number here. Our planning period or lunch period is also listed below. That is the best time to call if you want to reach us. But the best way to get a response from us is by the Remind app. Now, in math this year, students are expected to come to me knowing their multiplication tables. Generally speaking, if there is an issue or a problem with students, it is based around this concept. They're lacking those multiplication facts. That is probably 90% of the issues that I see. In 5th grade, we will move much faster, and not only will we just cover facts as they did in 3rd and 4th grade, but we will also have a lot more problem solving and application. That said, the homework that students come home with may not be graded, it may not be traditional in that sense, but it will be something that they should be doing every night. You should see them practicing. You should see them reviewing their notebook. If they're not coming home with that notebook filled with several new pages of material, they didn't do anything in class, and that is an issue that we need to address. These students need to be studying every night. Secondly, they must show work. I always tell the students, we don't do 5th grade math in our head. It must be done on paper. Also, you'll be able to find all of the math materials that I use, the presentations that I put up, the extra worksheets and extra help. I put up practice videos, practice pages, all sorts of additional information and paper on the Google Classroom. So make sure that your child is checking that often. I will show them how to set that up in school, in the classroom. So if they tell you they don't know how to do it, get them. Wednesday is the day for extra help for math. That's the day that I set aside. I come in early, and students can come in early as well, and I will be glad to work with them one-on-one, do practice problems, answer questions, show them how to do things over and over again until they are satisfied. Also, if a child needs to redo a test, that is the day to do it. They are responsible for telling me which test they're going to be taking. I do not keep a lot of extra copies laying around. So if they come in on Wednesday morning, if you have to bring them in early and they did not tell me which test to print off for them, I probably won't have it. So you will be upset with them. I will be upset with them. So let's make sure from the beginning that they know that's their responsibility. Now, sometimes kids just aren't happy with their B, and they want to retake that test and get an A. That is not something that we allow. So I don't give redos for non-failing grades. I just want to throw that out there at the beginning. In science, the standards have changed quite a bit over the last few years. We have a much higher concentration of graphs and charts, pulling information out of there. Lots of things like that the students have to do. They have to pull apart experiments, decide how things could be changed. A lot of conceptual parts to that this year, in addition to a lot of vocabulary. So they'll have workbooks that they'll use. They'll have other things that I put on Google Classroom.
Okay, English Language Arts. We've adopted a new curriculum. It's called Wit and Wisdom. This uses novel studies to teach all of the reading, writing skills that we need. There's also vocabulary within the modules that the students will learn. They're going to keep their work in binders, and those will need to be brought back and forth every day. Social studies, we have PEP terms that we will have quizzes over each Friday, people, events, and places. There's also a workbook that goes along with this. These quizzes will keep getting, the words will keep being added each week, and there'll be a cumulative grade at the end of the unit. And the redos on that is for week 1, if they bomb it, week 2, they can do better, and it will replace the previous grade.
So what to expect in 5th grade? Mostly, there is a lot more responsibility placed on the student. As they are changing from elementary school to the junior high and high schools, they just have more and more responsibility put on them. And viewing that, we help them along with this, and we hope that you will help us as well. The students are going to be keeping up with their materials and assignments this year. Both Ms. Leek and I put things on the board at the beginning of the week, and the students are responsible for knowing what's coming up. They're responsible for knowing what material is going to be on the test and quiz and studying for that material. We don't spend as much time telling them every day, now this is due tomorrow or that's due tomorrow. We start putting that responsibility on them.
Classroom procedures. Weekly newsletters, they used to come home every day, but we'll probably take a picture of what we put on the board and send it through Remind. Graded papers come home. If it is a failing grade, I know I ask you to sign it and return it, and there's the redo policy will be attached to those. We will send Remind updates. That's also what the school board uses in the school. Water bottles, because of virus transmission, possibly we are allowing people to have the water bottles. We prefer them to be plastic because the metal ones are really loud. We have tile floors, but they can be reusable ones that they can wash at home, or they can just be the disposable bottles, whichever is easier for you.
There's free breakfast every morning in the cafeteria. Everyone knows breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Isn't that right, Jerra?
That is correct,
So
sir.
make sure that your child is here and can get some free breakfast. And if they don't want anything, they can always bring it to me. But that way they will be well fed and ready to learn. Please, please, please send your lunch money in an envelope with your child's name and either Miss Leek's name or mine, depending on whose room they're in, so that that money gets to the right place quickly. In the past, everyone has wanted to bring treats and all these wonderful things for birthdays. However, this year, we cannot allow that due to health concerns unless that item has been wrapped from the manufacturer.
COVID-19 precautions. This is the big one. We encourage students to wear masks, facial coverings, or face shields. And by face shields, I mean the plastic headband thing when social distancing is difficult, especially in small group work. We will love your kids, but we must follow the plan of limited contact. So I love hugs, but we will only be able to have air hugs. Mr. Hardin is heartbroken over this.
Cry myself to sleep every night.
Students will be assigned a Chromebook to use while at school. In the past, we both have a cart, and we just assigned a number, but this year we're going to actually assign the computer, and they're going to carry it back and forth in the classes. Regular hand washing, of course, and use of hand sanitizer will be encouraged. We will have strict restroom schedule to limit the number of students in the halls, and we will sanitize the rooms in between classes.
Thoroughly. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as we did. So if you have any questions, be sure to send us those questions through the Remind app. That is the fastest way to get a hold of us.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yup.